is if you're going to have starchy foods, like popcorn, for example, have them after you've eaten a protein and after you've eaten your protein and your fiber. So like have some salad, have, some ground beef, and then go and have your popcorn. Or for example, if you're having like someone serving pasta that night for dinner, but they're also serving like a pork roast and some grilled asparagus, eat the grilled asparagus, eat the pork roast, and then have a small amount of the pasta. And your blood sugar will actually go more like this. So you feel like, okay, rather than, oh, I feel good. Because a lot of times we eat those foods, we're like, yeah, I feel great for like 45 minutes. And you're like, oh my gosh, nap time, right?
Yeah.
So that's one thing you can do. Another little hack you can do is you can actually have like a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar or 500 milligrams of what's called berberine, which is a botanical. And you can do that about 15 minutes before you eat. And that will also blunt your blood sugar response. So blunt that spike and dip.
Definitely a life hack right there.
Yeah. So
get your berberine, everybody. So you were talking about, it sounds like protein is the number one priority when it comes to eating, would you say?
I don't know if I would say it's number one because everything else is important, but it is the thing that I think right now I see people the most deficient in.
So what would you recommend would be like, general serving size for protein throughout the day? What, I guess,
like
not
how
to say
much, like
everyone.
quantity?
Yeah, everyone's a little bit different, but generally, what should someone aim for?
Yeah. And part of that's going to depend on, well, we won't get into the nuances. I would say if we're to give a general number, ideally I like to see people eating 3 times a day. And ideally not snacking. This is if we're going to do things, optimally. And so if you're to do that, you want to eat a bare minimum of 30 grams of animal protein per meal. And the reason for that is that 30 gram threshold turns on a process in your body called muscle protein synthesis. And again, this is probably a topic for another podcast, but by turning on muscle protein synthesis, which you can do by just eating protein, it's something you can do by lifting weights too, but just by eating protein, you're then helping to build muscle mass. And the amount of muscle mass that you have is what's going to help you to live a long and healthy. One of the things that's going to help you to live a long and healthy